If Chris Jericho has proved anything more than any other thing, it's that reinvention is key in the world of professional wrestling, and one of the easiest ways to change yourself is to kick the gym workouts into full gear. It may not necessarily improve your in-ring work or charisma, but damn it, you're gonna stand out a lot more immediately, especially if people are already used to a less toned you. Here's 10 of the greatest shock body transformations we've seen wrestlers go through. Number 10, Paul White. Well, I love that AEW managed to include the classic Big Show entrance without using the classic Big Show entrance. Anyways, while All Elite Wrestling has Mr. White slotted properly into that special attraction and commentary role, while he was still working for the Big Dub, Paul White underwent a few different sizes. Starting as a giant who could terrifyingly do moonsaults, he'd bulk up so much in WWE they actually sent him down to developmental just to get into better shape. He would generally stay about the same weight. Once he got back, he was generally about the same size for the next, decade and a half. Like in RKO though, he just out of nowhere decided to get abs. Massive props for the massive abs, big man. Number 9, Jon Moxley. It is so freaking weird to look at pictures of Dean Ambrose, man, because it's like night and day in a million different ways. I mean, this is subjective. I think Mox is miles ahead of Ambrose in a lot of ways. He personally is far happier. The fire's clearly back in the eyes and under his ass, and the balding, barely any hair up there John is just fitting this aging badass's position perfectly. Even more befitting of this reinvention is his bulk he tacked on right at the end of his WWE career, and while Ambrose's new look wasn't exactly capitalized on, Muscle Mox is spelled with caps lock on. Number 8, Rey Mysterio. If you would have told me Rey Mysterio, my first ever childhood favorite wrestler, would be in the best shape of his career during his 40s, back when I first started watching, I would probably say, what the hell is a 40s? Then once explained, because I was a dumb kid, I'd say, oh well no shit, he's a superhero. Ray truly is a real-life superhero to many, having one of the all-time greatest careers in the sport, and is pretty much the greatest underdog and luchador of all time. It makes sense, Underdog was a superhero himself. In his later years, he wouldn't just turn the work rate back up, but also add on some bulk to boot. Between the changes in size and good god who knows how many masks, Ray's just about the most fascinating wrestler to go back and see development pictures of. Number 7, Michael Cole. Wow. I'm sorry, I can't get over the fact that on a list of wrestlers with the greatest all-time physique transformations, a WWE commentator managed to nab himself an entry, and I'm not even doing a bit right now. Unlike the in-ring talent, Cole's and any other commentator's physique really doesn't matter in regards to the product, so in a way, this is one of the most respectable entries on the list, because while the other wrestlers obviously have something to gain from a better body, Cole just wanted to get himself in a better shape, and goddamn did he get himself into some shapes. Number 6, Jake the Snake Roberts. Oh man, this is a heartwarmer right here. Jake the Snake Roberts has one of the greatest comeback stories in the history of pro wrestling. After years of struggling with addiction, Diamond Dallas Page let Jake into his house and helped to get the man back on track. Through trial and error, Jake went from a self-admitted mess of a man with a perverted sense of humor to a healthier, happier legend with a perverted sense of humor. Respect, game, recognize, game. DDP quite literally helped the Snake shed his former self and make him feel comfortable in the new skin he now possesses. Bless DDP's heart and make Jake's keep beating forever, because I don't know how it even is right now, to be honest with you.
As I look back in life now, whatever happens the rest of my life.
Number 5, Bubba Ray Dudley. After debuting in ECW as the bodyguard Mongo, Paul Heyman quickly rebranded him into the man we now call Bubba Ray Dudley. Back in those days, Bubba couldn't even call himself Bubba, as the stuttering comedic act could only get out buh. At the time, Bubba was on the heftier side, and fair play, it honestly kind of fit the gimmick and whole vibe of the Dudley family at the time. As the years rolled on, however, Bubba seemed to just kind of slim down every single year, until finally you're watching Bully Ray and TNA and you're like, holy shit, that is a different man right there. Props. Number 4, Drew McIntyre. Oh my god, speaking of that's a different man right there, proof. if need be, that facial hair really can matter. Going back to pictures of 2009 Drew McIntyre is genuinely a bit unsettling after seeing him as the dominant Scottish psychopath over the last 2 years. Intercontinental Champion Drew? Actual prepubescent child compared to the reincarnated Greek god that came back to WWE a few years later. Putting on the muscle, adding some chest and facial hair, and kicking the charisma up to 11 may as well have been a literal reincarnation, because this new Drew is sun rays to the dark times that were 3MB. Number 3, Richard Flair. We've seen wrestlers shed massive pounds, gain mass to their muscle, fluctuate in weight, and even saw a legend's rebirth, but Ric Flair stands pretty much in his own lane as a wrestler, and, well, of course he does. It's Ric Flair. He was already in great shape, but due to outlying circumstance, actually had to lose muscle mass due to a plane crash that nearly killed the 26-year-old back in 1975. Flair had to readjust due to his back injury and shed just about the entirety of his bulk, of which there was quite a lot. Flair went from the classic McMahon-style hulking giant real Bruno Sammartino to the Ric Flair we all know today. Number 2, The Rock. Wow! Almost didn't include the man before suddenly realizing, wait, remember when Dwayne Johnson ate Dwayne Johnson? The Rock left WWE looking like a professional wrestler. The Rock then came back looking like superhero The Thing. He literally just taped rocks to himself. It is astounding to look at this man and think, wow, had a good look. He was the single most charismatic thing in sports entertainment history, and said, fuck it, let's double in size. Rock becomes bolder. It's like a Pokemon evolving. And number 1, that's right, Jinder motherfucking Mahal, baby. Yeah, I am ending this list on your boy and mine, Jinder Mahal. Jokes aside, Jinder obviously has had the weakest career on this list, despite holding the WWE Championship. But you know something? You know what? You want to know a thing or two? He's also the only person on this list who gained the most with a body transformation. I mean, Ric Flair, I guess. Jinder, though, has talked a lot about how much he was drinking and gaining weight during the 3MB days. And honestly, it's just so cool to hear how he 180'd his life around, got in the best shape of his life, and just happened to do it as Vince planned to tap into the Indian market. Jinder is Canadian man, sure, but fuck it, who cares? The man still got to hold the most prestigious wrestling championship in history, and while, yeah, it might not have been the most compelling television at all times, it's really cool for the man himself. So congratulations, Jinder, you look like a fucking superstar. And those are 10 of the most shocking body transformations in WWE history. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and notifications, hit that bell.